Good evening, everybody. Do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Concur.
Community board.
Yes.
Hello?
That. This is
Hello? Hello?
I better kill this one.
Oh, okay. They should be on the screen.
Oh, when it said ID number, do it. What's the ID?
Hello?
Hi, my name is Artemio Baltasar.
Okay, our name, Nostrand Social, KCBM Incorporated.
Good evening, everyone. Just before you start announcing yourselves, we're just going to wait a couple more minutes for more people to join us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, better kill.
Yeah. Mhm.
Hello?
Yes.
When you get online, you should.
Hold on. One second, because I think we're not muted. So.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. This is the SLA committee. I'm Issa Weatherspoon, the chairperson, and with me we have Robert Widowax, who is the vice chair, and we have our team members on board. I just want to make sure that we just call the attendance of those that are expected with regard to their license. So is Leyland Eating and Drinking House with us? Okay, Nostrand Social?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and who am I speaking with?
This is Kedrick McFord and
Kevin
my colleague.
Walter.
I'm sorry, and the second name? Kevin
Walters.
Walters. Okay, thank you. Welcome. All right,
Thank
and
you.
you're welcome. Savvy Bistro.
Yes, we're here. This is Quessy Williams from Savvy Bistro.
Good evening.
Good evening.
All right, and Finn's Corner.
Yes, this is Aaron Pierce. I'm counsel to Finn's Corner, and also in attendance are general manager and owner Peter Sophie.
Peter Sophie is the owner.
Yes, he's under the box is labeled Peter Finn's Corner, but yes, he's the proprietor.
Great, and he's online. Thank you so much. Okay, and Barbachino.
Hi, this is Ben Savitsky here for Barbachino. Also on the line are Jesse Chappelle and Emma Walton. They are the owners.
Hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Thank you. And Balsasar Serapio Corp.
Hi, yes, I'm Artemio Baltasar Serapio. I'm from Milliards Corp. 752 Nostrand Avenue.
Okay, I didn't catch your first name. What is it?
Artemio Baltasar Serapio.
Artemio. Okay, got it. Thank you. And Laku Cafe.
Hi, yes, it's Cassandra Vilmar from Laku Cafe. I'm on the line.
Thank you. Welcome. Welcome to you all. Thanks for being here. We're just going to check with Robert Widowax to see if, could you take attendance and see where we are with the quorum, please?
Sure, let me call the roll. Gail Branch Mohammed.
Here.
Thank you. Diane Duke. James Ellis is excused. Tamika Gibbs.
Present.
Thank you. Jennifer Jordan. Zerzima Jordan. Oliver Hart. Roger Myers.
On the community board.
Present.
Thank you.
I'm trying to
Fior
get my liquor
Ortiz
license. This
Joyner.
is new way.
Present.
Thank you. Robert Puka. Celine Rosado is excused. Brian Saunders. Mark Thurton.
Good day, I'm here, but I
Thank
may
you.
not stay for the entire meeting.
You're here when it counts. Thank you, Mark. Ethel Tias. Gib Faconi. Ursa Weatherspoon.
Here.
Sharon, thank you. Sharon Wedderburn.
Here.
Thank you. Robert Witherwax present. Deborah Young.
Present.
Thank you. We are one person short of a quorum.
Okay.
Well, that's because my name, Mimi Mitchell, was not called. So we should have it.
Is Ms. Mitchell part of the committee?
She's not part of the committee, but I understand that district office is confirming her appointment. I think it was just discovered on this side a couple days ago.
That is correct, Chairperson Weatherspoon. We checked attendance records for the committee, and Ms. Mitchell has not attended enough meetings to have earned her way as a voting member as of yet.
Right, but I am an appointed member to Community Board 8.
Carol Ann has not responded to numerous inquiries to verify that information as of yet.
I forwarded my appointment letter to your office.
Again, she has not confirmed that you are officially an appointed member of CB8.
So we're hoping to hear from her soon, Ms. Mitchell. Meanwhile, just please stay and check out the committee and see how we work. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
We're glad that you're here and welcome.
In the meantime, I see that Mr. Saunders and Ms. Jennifer Jordan have joined us, so we now do have a quorum.
Excellent, thank you.
Zerzina Jordan.
And
Thank
Zerzima
you.
Jordan, thank you.
Okay, and welcome to you, Officer Vidal. Okay, we're gonna move to the renewals, and I just have to switch in another file to get there. So if you could just give me a moment. Okay, so Leland, I'm just pulling it out. It doesn't read very clearly, so bear with me. And it kind of came into the Dropbox, not in order. So although everything's here, it's just not in order. So I have to kind of flip through.
So sorry about
that. That's okay. That's okay. So you're doing business as Leland Evening and Drinking House. Corporation name is Green Canoe Hospitality.
Correct.
Right. And the principal is Randall Lee.
Present.
Okay. And you're located at 755 Dean Street, and you've been in operation since October 13, 2020. Your
operation was actually December 10th, 2020.
Oh, okay.
The corporation was in earlier than that.
Okay. Okay, got it. Okay, so it's actually December. Okay, thanks for that. So you are seeking your restaurant bar. You're seeking a full license. 15 tables. Well, you're already operating. So as a renewal, as I said before, so there are 50 tables total. One bar, 18 seats. So bear with me because I kind of have to switch it around and make sure it's in order so I can state it in order. Okay. So your maximum capacity is 88, and your hours of operation is Sunday from 10 to 12, and that's 10 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Correct.
Or 12 a.m. rather, midnight. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. And you're also a part of the open restaurant program, the seating.
Correct.
And the space that you're using is 25 by 100, and you have 12 tables and 42 seats in that space.
Correct.
All right. And the hours of operation of that outdoor space is Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 12 a.m., Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. You have iPod for amplified sound with 8 speakers, and there will be no live entertainment offered. You have 25 service employees and no personnel, security personnel. You have cameras as security measures, and number of residences in the building where you're housed is 6. Number of residences in the building adjacent to you, left side, you have, I couldn't read that. Can you help me out, please? It's really little.
To the left of the front door is 0.
Okay.
There's a empty lot there.
Okay. And then just follow through with me because it's just really tiny for me. What's on your left, right, and
the right
rear?
are in the building there, to the right of on Underhill is a residence, a single residence.
Okay.
Condo. And I think there's 4 people in there.
4 people. Okay.
I'm sorry,
and
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
It's asked, you don't have any operational changes since your last application? None. And okay. And we see that you have your notice and they've been posted. So I just want to ask Officer Vidal, do we have any complaints with this applicant?
Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's enjoying this summer. I'm Officer Vidal, 7th Precinct. As far as Leland Eden on 755 D Street, there are no complaints for this location.
Great. Thank you so much. Do we have any questions from the community at this time? All right. Looking to see if we have any hands raised. Do we have any from our committee members? Okay, seeing none, I'm asking for a motion for this application.
Hi, this is Gibb. I'd like to move that the committee support the renewal of the license.
Mika Gibbs, I second that motion.
Thank you, Mr. Vicconi and Ms. Gibbs. Mr. Witherwax, can you do the call, please?
Certainly. Gail Branch Muhammad.
Yes.
Thank you. Diane Duke. Tamika Gibbs.
Yes.
Thank you. Jennifer Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Zerzima Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Oliver Hart. Roger Myers. Your Ortiz Joyner.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert Kuka. Brian Saunders.
Yes.
Thank you. Mark Thurton.
Yes.
Thank you. Ethel Tias.
Present.
Thank you. I'll take that as a yes. Gib Viconi.
Yes.
Thank you. Irsa Weatherspoon.
Yes.
Thank you. Sharon Wedderburn.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert Witherwax, yes. Deborah Young.
Yes.
Roger
Thank
Myers.
you. The motion passes 13 in favor. Oh, Mr. Myers, did I hear you? What was your vote?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. 14 in favor, no abstentions, no opposition. The motion passes.
Thank you very much. By the way, Mr. Whitterwax, was I muted when I asked you to do the roll? Did you
No,
hear
I
me?
was.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Lee, and we
Thank
wish you
you.
the best in your business and your success with your business here in our community.
And I'd just like to state that I really enjoy our community here. So thank you very much for continuing the support.
Wonderful. Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thanks. Okay. All right. Next up would be KCBM, also known as Nostrin Social.
Present.
Okay. Is this Mr. Walters?
Yes, this is Mr. Walters and Mr. McFoy.
Robert, did Irsa get kicked out?
I was just about to ask. I see her and I see that she's muted, but I don't see her face anymore. So she may have dropped.
No, I'm here.
Oh,
Okay.
she's back.
My apologies. So let me start that again. I was in the throes of going through the application. Okay. All right. So we have KCBM Incorporated doing business as Nostrin Social. We have Mr. McFoy and Mr. Walters here with us this evening. How long have you been in business, gentlemen?
The organization was established in 2017, but we've been at that location since 2019.
Okay, thank you so much. It was missing. It was blank. So that's why I'm asking. Okay, and you are a restaurant bar, and you are seeking a renewal of full liquor license. You have 17 tables, 105 seats total, 2 bars with 28 seats at that bar. Your application also came in a little twisted, so just give me a moment to get the correct order. Okay, so I think I have it now. Okay, so you have 200 maximum capacity at your establishment, and your hours of operation are, let's see, Sunday from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., Thursday and Friday, as well as Saturday, is 2 p.m. to 12 a.m. And where you have maximum service, can you explain what that is here when you have maximum?
No, well, right.
Versus,
so the current hours that there is actually 2 rows or 3 rows of this, and I'm not quite certain why there were 3 rows. However, our current hours are not what you just read. So that was correct. Let me just, if I may, can I just read you what the hours are?
Absolutely.
So on Sunday, if you look at the second row down where it says the maximum hours, those are our current hours actually, maximum. So that would be from start at 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. That's a Sunday. Monday, we're currently closed on Tuesday from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. Wednesday, 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. Thursday from 2 p.m. to 4 a.m., 2 p.m. to 4 a.m. on Friday, 2 p.m. to 4 a.m. on Saturday.
Okay, so those are the hours that you are allowed to be open. Is that what you're saying? What are the hours are you
Those are
actually operating now? Right now.
So the hours that we are allowed to be open were all of the hours that I just suggested, with the exception of Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's currently 3 a.m. and we are requesting 4 a.m.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. And there's another. You have an outdoor space as well.
That's correct.
Okay. So the hours. Can you tell me what your current hours are in that space?
The current hours for
that you're operating right now. Yeah.
Yes, the current hours outdoor mirrors the hours indoors, exactly the same.
Exactly.
On each day.
Okay. Great. Okay. All right. Okay. And you don't have any extra measures for noise attenuation, and you have an outdoor area that is that was on the application, but it's in operation now, correct?
The outdoor
Previous.
area that was on the application was the roof that is not currently occupied.
Okay. And the size of that area is 20 by 8, and there are 2 tables and 8 chairs.
That's correct.
Okay, great. All right. So now, third page. So I will move on to the amplified sound. It's located on the ground floor as well as the basement. There are 5 speakers on the ground floor with 500 wattage, and the basement has two speakers with 200 wattage. And you have 13 service employees, no security personnel. You have cameras and also a security company. And again, the service employees are 13. I'm just repeating that same information. The number of residences in the building where the premises is located, 0. Number of residences in the buildings adjacent to you are 2. No operational changes you have listed, but you want to increase your hours?
Correct.
Oh, and you want to increase it on what days and to what time? I just want to be clear.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So Thursday and Friday, you're moving it from 4 to 3. Okay. So
no,
you want
moving it from 3 to 4.
Okay. All right. So it's currently at 3. Okay. It's just a little confusing because under your comment, you're actually putting down what you want instead of so that's what's a little confusing. Okay. So I'm gonna reach out to our team. Do we have any questions about this application? Before you even go there, before you answer, Officer Vidal, do we have any complaints with this application?
We actually, for Nostrum Social, it seems we have about 4 noise complaints. In regards to these noise complaints, being that there are like 3 different restaurants side by side, you have Savvy Bistro, you have Nostrum Social, and then you have Suite 704. The complaints, they don't specify which restaurant they're coming from. Last time we were addressing Savvy Bistro, and their address was mentioned on a majority of the complaints, but in the actual written complaint, they mentioned the adjoining restaurants as well as the source of the sound. The caller doesn't seem to know exactly where the sound is coming from.
Okay.
So you really can't blame neither of the 3, but obviously the caller is basically saying that there's noise, but they can't specify which 3 of the restaurants the noise is coming from.
Pretty contiguous.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Do we have, thanks. Do we have any questions from the community on this applicant?
Yes.
Ms. Gibbs,
Sorry.
I'm sorry, hold on, let me just, someone said something. Ms. Gibbs, was there someone else? Or did you?
There was somebody else. There was somebody.
Okay, that's
You
what I
asked
thought.
for the community
Yeah.
first.
Oh, Mimi Mitchell. Mimi, is that you that
Yes,
called
it
out?
is.
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Can you hear me? Sorry, I
Clearly,
thought I
no
had
problem.
raised my hand. Apologies.
No, you did.
I'm sorry.
You did.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just a little confused about the application because it was written a little confusing. Would you mind restating it for us, Ms. Witherspoon? What exactly are they asking for again? Like,
Okay. One second. I gotta pull it back up.
yeah, sorry. I
No
was a little
problem.
confused about the 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. Is this outside? Is this inside? Like, I'm just, yeah.
Yeah, we absolutely can do that over so we're clear. Okay, so let's go back to the inside. So what's listed is, hold on. Thank you for your patience, everybody. This is just back and forth in files. Okay, so what we have here, excuse me, is the hours, and it's really hard the way it came in, so I definitely understand the slight confusion. Okay, so currently, they are serving on the inside, and I'm going to need your help, Mr. Walters. So in the inside, you are your service, your hours of service is Sunday from 12 to 10, Monday from 2 to 10, Tuesday from 2 to 10, Wednesday from 2 to 11, Thursday from 2 to 12, Friday and Saturday 2 to 12. That's currently how you're operating, right? Correct?
That's currently how we're serving. That's correct.
Right. Okay.
Service, but that's not how
But
we're
your
open.
license,
That's our service.
but your license, and I noticed that you have marked off Monday as a day off. That you're closed, but that day has already been factored in, correct, in your initial license?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so like right there, you would that's how you wish to move forward in your business, but it's actually approved for probably the same 2 to 2 as Tuesday and Wednesday, following your trend. So what you would like to do is, right now you're operating at 3 a.m. Your license is at 3 a.m. for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So the change that you want to make is to extend it an hour later on those 3 days, correct? To 4 a.m.?
Correct.
Okay. Maybe you understand that? Is that
I
a little
do.
clear? Okay.
I
Awesome.
do. Yes, I do. Okay, beyond just convenience and business, is there a specific reason why I'd like to ask, is there a specific reason why this establishment needs to extend the hours till 4 a.m.?
Yes, we're trying to experiment with trying to keep our kitchen open later, and finding that people have a need or desire or request to come in for later meals. So we're going to experiment with that.
Okay.
That includes liquor?
Yes.
Yeah, the license would extend to that time frame.
Okay.
Ms. Mitchell. Yeah. Any other questions before we move on to Ms. Gibb?
No, I'm fine.
Oh,
Thank you.
awesome. Ms. Gibbs?
Good evening, Ms. Witherspoon. I don't recall the dimensions of the outdoor space and how many seats hold. I heard 200 in total indoors. What was the outdoor dimensions and how much does the outdoor hold?
The outdoor size is 20 feet by 8 feet, and 2 tables and 8 seats.
and you want that to close, what is the current closing time of the outdoor space? The
Well,
3 o'clock?
yes.
Oh, wow.
Oftentimes, however, although we have it for 3, but oftentimes people are mostly dining in.
I'm sorry, repeat that.
Yeah, people mostly dine in, particularly at that time, unless they're sitting out enjoying beverage.
Is there any amplified sound outside?
There is a speaker outside, yes. The speaker outside is a 6 by 8 speaker, and it's usually background.
Outside.
Usually, but always background music.
Okay, Ms. Witherwax, I have Ms. Witherspoon, excuse me, not Mr. Witherwax. I know normally the outside speaker, I know most likely was not approved during the first go round, because I know this community board usually does not approve outdoor music of any kind because of the neighbors. That's one. And two, yes, you also said there's no security, but you have outdoor seating at the outdoor space till 3 o'clock currently. I'm thinking of all of the things that are going on Nostrand Avenue, as well as the residents, as well as the noise complaints. So I'm trying to figure out how can we mitigate all of this noise. And who's out eating outside on Nostrand at 4 o'clock in the morning? I mean, there's rats everywhere. So I mean, do you really have people outside eating at that time of the morning? That required the outside space to be open this late.
No, we do have security, but we have a security company, meaning that we do not have a security that we employ as employees, but we have a security company that is licensed and bonded. Okay, but as far as people sitting outside, that's normally when there's events. People are having events or something like that, and people like to get some air. They will go out and sit out there.
Okay, so now we're an event space as well. I'm just trying to get the scope of the. Is this an event space as well?
It's a full service space. Yes, it's a full service space, 2 floors. It has DJ, live music, karaoke, dining in, dining out, a full service space.
Just FYI for the committee, coded into New York City law, outdoor seating areas must close no later than 1 a.m. on weekends and by 11 p.m. on weekdays. That is coded into city law. Anything outside of that, it's they pass it off as individuals just standing in front of a space smoking a cigarette or something. But the outdoor seating area, especially as part of open seating, open restaurants, whatever you want to call the program at this point, it must close and be broken down by 1 a.m. on week and 11 p.m. weekdays.
Okay, very well.
Thank you. I was getting to that as well. Thank you so much.
I think we were all standing online to get into that. So thank you, Ms. Neal. Thank you, Ms. Neal. I'm going to go to, were you finished, Ms. Gibbs, before I go on to Mr. Piccone? Ms. Gibbs, are you finished? I guess so. Okay, Mr. Piccone?
Thank you. I wanted to ask, the question came up about why the extension to 4 a.m. and there was a discussion about serving food later. Just in point of fact, how late will the kitchen be open if the restaurant is proposed, if the bar is proposed to be open to 4 a.m.? Will the kitchen be open to 4 a.m.?
The kitchen probably more than likely will be open until 3 a.m.
More than likely. I mean, what would be your presentation to the committee, though, in terms of how late the kitchen will be open?
3 a.m. Kitchen will be open until 3 a.m. Because we have to, clean it down, close it down, clean it down, and, shut it down by 4.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Coming to Mr. Myers and then Mr. Whitwax.
It's like the question was to staff, and the question of the noise complaints on that corner opposite or adjacent to it was my question in terms of speaker that's outside, because many walk by and wonder where all of the music is door to Notion Social. So that was one of the questions I was leading to.
You're going in and out, Mr. Myers. Can you restate your question, please?
Oh, well, I was referring to the noise complaint questions that we've had, as well as Notion Social, with that corner and the noise complaints. I can stand on the opposite corner and have to wonder where is the music actually. So I know they've had events like a fashion show recently where if you walk outside, you will hear music. You wonder, is the music coming from Notion Social or Savvy? But they did mention that they have, but then we never put it in their first meeting for their, the first license that we spoke about, I guess, in 2019. That was my question regarding the speaker. Is it allowed, etc.?
Well, from my understanding, I don't believe that we can have amplified sound on the sidewalk. I don't believe that that's something that we can have. Ms. Neal, you want to verify?
Give me one moment. I'm reading DOT's website right now about open seating and amplified sound.
Okay, thanks.
Hi, this is Gib. I would just mention, if it's in an open restaurant setup, DOT does not allow amplified sound in an open restaurant setup.
That's what I thought.
That's part of the citing guidelines on the open restaurants page.
And if it's a Sidewalk Cafe under the old law, we would have had to have approved it.
Mm-hmm. And we don't. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So, are we clear about that, Mr. Walters?
Yes, we're clear about that. Under the open restaurant regulations, there's no amplified sound.
Right.
We're clear.
Outdoors. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Did you have anything to add, Mr. Whitwax?
Yeah, I just wanted to go back in the history books. So we first met 706 Nostrand in October of 2018. And we approved them with a few stipulations, which we then reapproved in 2020. And now they're coming up on that renewal from the 2020 approval. So these are still valid. And I would just want to bring them out because we approved you with no third-party promoters, no bottle service, and no outdoor music. Front yard, backyard, rooftop, whatever. No outdoor amplified sound permitted on your liquor license.
Okay.
So that takes care of the front and the back. And I also just wanted to bring up the fact that, again, we've gone over this, but your liquor license is currently 2 a.m. Monday through Wednesday and 3 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. There's a hole there. You're not licensed for Sunday. You close at 2 a.m.
We were licensed for Sunday.
I know.
For...
It's something we need to patch over today because there's a hole in your license with SLA. The snips, I'm pulling it straight off the SLA website. You are to close at 2 a.m. Monday through Wednesday, 3 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. Doesn't say Sunday. So we need to address that with whatever we do today.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Gibbs, do you have something else to add? Your hand is still up. Okay. So I'm going to go to Mr. Thornton.
Hey, good day.
Hey.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, clearly.
I apologize. I got some background noise, and glad my internet is working. Just with the location, Kevin. So we're straight with the hours for this for the Sidewalk Cafe, correct?
That's correct. So that is corrected now that it's closing certain time during the weekdays and certain time on the weekends, and there's no amplified sound on outdoor open restaurant seating.
Okay. Are we going to have a point of contact if there's a concern with the noise or with the people that's going on? I mean, we'd rather have it be taken care of directly with you than to. I mean,
that's fine.
Okay, so we still, Mark, are you finished? Okay, so we still have to deal with the Sunday that's on hold, as Mr. Witherwax mentioned. So how do we dispense with that?
So somebody makes a motion, which
Okay.
I'm happy to do.
Please do.
I'm going to make a motion that we approve this applicant for renewal with the following hours of indoor service, closing at 2 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday. So service on Sunday night closes at 2 a.m. Monday morning, and 3 a.m. out to 4 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. Outdoor hours close 10 p.m. on Sunday through Tuesday and midnight Wednesday through Saturday, and assert no outdoor amplified sound, no bottle service, no third-party promoters.
I second it.
I'm sorry, who was the second, please?
Good question.
Sharon Wedderburn.
Thank you.
I'm happy to repeat that for anybody who wants it.
This is Kevin Walters. So do I have to wait before you vote, or may I ask a question?
Oh, certainly. Today, this is discussion time on the motion.
Okay. So in the past 2 times we have come before the board, we were informed that if we had a good record, that we would be entitled to open until 4. And we have not only had a good record, but also have been a very good resident of the community. We will continue to be a great resident of the community. We would like for there to be consideration, considering that we have no blemish on our record until 4 a.m.
I'm willing to be persuaded. And in point of fact, the motion may fail if it goes unamended.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second. Can you please do the roll, please?
Certainly. So the motion to renew the license with 2 a.m. closing Sunday through Wednesday and 3 a.m. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Outdoor closures 10 p.m. Sunday through Tuesday, midnight Wednesday through Saturday. No outdoor amplified sound. Gail Branch Mohammed.
Yes.
Thank you. Diane Duke.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Duke. Tamika Gibbs.
Yes.
Thank you. Jennifer Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Zerzima Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Oliver Hart.
Yes.
Thank you. Roger Myers.
Yes.
Thank you. Fior Ortiz Joyner.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert Puka. Brian Saunders.
yes.
Thank you. Mark Thurton. Ethel Tyus.
Yes.
Thank you. Gib Vaconi.
Yes.
Thank you. Irsa Weatherspoon.
Yes.
Thank you. Sharon Wedderburn.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert Witherwax, yes. Deborah Young.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion passes unanimously, 15 in favor.
Madam Chair, Ethel
Thank you,
Tyus.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ethel Tyus has her hand raised.
Thank you, Ms. Tyus.
Apologize. Accident.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that, Ms. Branch Mohammed. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Walters and Mr. McAvoy, for your service and commitment to the community. We wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Everyone have a great evening, and thank you for considering a unanimous vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You have a good evening.
Madam Chair,
You do
Sharon
as well.
Weatherburn had her hand up.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Ms. Weatherburn.
I am so sorry. I am an accidental hand raiser. Oh, I think it's down now. Thank you. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So thank you very much. So we're now going to move on to Savvy Bistro and Bar.
Yes, Questy Williams, present here. Also have my business colleague, Craig Lucas, on the line as well.
I'm sorry, Craig. What's the last name?
Craig Lucas.
Luke. Okay. Thank you. Good evening. How are you?
Doing pretty well. How are you? How's everyone on the committee doing today?
I think we're peachy.
Awesome.
Okay. So we're gonna get right into this. We have you're here to discuss methods of operations and alterations as we've moved on to the second portion of our evening. And you're seeking what is your alteration? Let me just ask you.
So we're really seeking methods of operations change, and the last correspondence we got from the board, the CBA board, was this is the best form to have that filled out. There's no real alteration, but what we do want to bring to the committee's notice is the addition of our outdoor seating, which was brought up the last time. So some additional detail for clarification was added to the form as an attachment.
Okay, so I will get to it as I move through your form, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so your Savvy Bistro and Bar, as I said, you're located at 710 Nostrand Avenue, and you've been in business for 4 years, restaurant and bar, and you are a full licensed service. In your indoor space, you have 14 tables, 28 seats in total, 1 bar, 10 seats total, and your operation. Well, you have your hours of operation. Excuse me, I'm just looking in the row here. At Saturday and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 3 a.m. And from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. Thursday, 1 p.m. to 12 a.m. and Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 a.m. You have insulated walls for noise reduction, and your outdoor area has a Sidewalk Cafe. This was not in your application last time. You've noted that, and it's located on the Nostrand Avenue side. There you have a space that you're working with, 18 feet by 8, and 3 tables, 6 seats at those tables, and you have 8 people in that space as a maximum capacity, and your hours there are Saturday and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 11 p.m., Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. You've used plywood walls for reduction of sound, and you have an additional outdoor space that is located on the Prospect Place side. Sidewalk Cafe, the space out there is 24 by 8 feet, 7 tables, 14 seats in total. The total capacity there or maximum rather, is 18. And service out there is the same as the previous outdoor space, which is Saturday, Sunday from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m., Monday through Friday from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. And indoor, for your music and sound, you have 3 house speakers, 100 watts. And also you have, for your additional amplified sound, I think when you say current amplified sound, this is maybe similar to Mr. Walters, so correct me. Is this what you want to do?
Correct. That's what we're requesting.
Okay. All right. So you're requesting for your indoor to include 2 speakers, doing during DJ music, 600 watts for that space. For staff and security, you have 10 CCTV cameras, alarm system, shutters. You have 15 service employees and 3 security personnel. Number of residences in the building where you are located are 3, and you don't have any buildings on either side or rear of you, correct?
Correct. Both are
Okay.
businesses.
Okay. So now I'm looking, so I've covered, okay, so your extension of hours, that's what I need to know. So, okay, so what you have here, the hours that I just read are the hours that you are seeking to extend, correct? What are your
Correct.
hours currently? That's where I need your help. What are your hours currently?
Currently, we are Thursday. We are going until 11, so we want to go until 12. And I think that's the only one that's different, but I listed everything just for clarity. That's the primary day. We wanted to add 1 hour there. Our liquor license does go until 3 every day, but we don't remain open that late every day. Only on Saturdays, Sundays, and Fridays. Only on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Okay, so we're really speaking of the indoor hours that you want to expand?
Correct, because the outdoor
Okay.
hours all are in alignment with the
Okay.
open restaurant program policy.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. So just tell me again what days that you want to extend that hour so we're clear.
Thursday, we want to open until 12 a.m.
Thursday, okay, 12 a.m. And that's your only change you're asking about with regard to hours expansion?
Yes, because our liquor license does cover us until 3 a.m. for every Saturday.
Okay. Okay. All right. And all right, so you prepared a attachment, which is great. So I'm going to just read it for everyone. So the extensions of hours as an effort to generate additional business. Our new hours of operation Mondays are Monday through Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. Thursdays, 1 p.m. to 12 a.m. Friday, 1 p.m. to 3 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, 12 p.m. to 3 a.m., which we've said already. You are utilizing a DJ on Friday, which is dubbed karaoke day. Saturday and Sunday evenings, okay. Some Thursdays, depending on the programming. A DJ will require 2 additional speakers, which will be located in each corner of the establishment. The establishment has windows that are usually open on the front until 10 p.m. Nights that a DJ is there. Establishment will close front-facing windows at 9 p.m. to reduce noise and spillage outside of the building. In addition of licensed security personnel to accommodate the heavier volume expected, I guess, on DJ nights. You'll have 2 New York State certified security guards. One will be stationed at the door to check IDs, and the second will walk the interior space. In addition, a frozen drink machine, and NYS Liquor Authority requires you to document the addition of a frozen drink machine as it creates a change in the pre-mixing drink regimen. The machine has a capacity of 2 gallons and will be used to serve house special alcohol infused frozen drinks. And additionally, and last point, I think we mentioned it, but I just want to read it since you do have it prepared. Addition of the outdoor seating. 2 outdoor service areas were added in compliance with the New York City Open Restaurant Program. Outdoor service area number 1 is located on Nostrand Avenue side and is approximately 8 by 18 feet with a max cap of 8 patrons. Outdoor service area number 2 is located on the Prospect Place side and is 8 by 24 feet with a max cap of 18 patrons. Is that correct so far, Mr. Williams?
That is correct. Just
Excellent.
one addition, we have in certain instances used 3 security guards on certain nights when we find that it's a little busy. And that was since our last conversation relative to the different things that have been happening in the neighborhood. And we also had discussed that we also accidentally had two very small speakers mounted outside on the building. Since then, we have removed those, so there is currently no amplified sound outside. And we do make a conscious effort to ensure the windows are closed by 10 p.m. stated. But once we have the DJ music in place, we want to close that at 9 p.m.
Okay. Thank you for that additional information. So I want to go out to the community to ask if there are any questions on this application. Okay. Before I get to Ms. Gibbs, Officer Vidal, do we have any complaints with this establishment outside of the collective noise of
Yeah,
the three?
actually, I do want to mention that they have sat with our neighborhood coordination officers. They've come down. Our neighborhood coordination officers have come down to the business and spoken to the proprietors. They have been proactive in reducing their noise. They've been very cooperative with the officers that responded. As far as the collective noise, that's, they can't really pinpoint which establishment it's coming from, like I said before.
Fair enough. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go to Ms. Gibbs, and then I'm going to go to Mr. Whitwax.
You want to go to the community first, Ms. Witherspoon?
Is there someone else here with their hands up from the community? Ms. Muhammad?
No, the two hands were Tamika and Robert Witherwax, so the only two hands.
Awesome. Thank you. So Ms. Gibbs and then Mr. Witherwax, please.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to I didn't want to overstep my boundaries. There's no one.
Appreciate that.
Good evening, everybody. I thank you, proprietor, for removing those two outdoor speakers. I'm hearing everything. We just heard your neighbor, and now we're hearing you. And I'm just foreseeing, what was that? Woodstock on the corner of Flatbush and 6th Avenue. We don't want that to happen all over again. I know you probably wasn't here. You're not a part of the community, so you don't know what happened. We're not coming down. Don't want to seem like we're being harsh, but we're trying to stop problems before it works. What is the reasoning, or is there a reasoning? You have two. Can I have a total of the two outdoor spaces you have? I heard 18 on Prospect, and what was the total on Nostrand Avenue again?
That would be, I think it was 8.
Okay.
So those are so those are primarily used during daytime peak hours, just for overflow. Our indoor space is extremely small. Maximum capacity is only 60, unlike our neighbors, who are up in the hundreds and 200s. So we primarily took advantage of the NYC open restaurant program to just generate, more business from a dine-in perspective. Hence the reason we shut it down way before midnight, because there's really no one out there. We have locks, so we lock it up and things of that nature. So we don't have any aggressive elements, lingering. We're trying to, as much as possible, reduce any sort of lingering on the outside. And we do understand those obviously those can be attraction pieces for different people that want to necessarily hang out. So we do only use that just for actual dining service, nothing else.
Okay. Also, I do recall a couple of months ago, one of the community members was also complaining about this corner with the fact that there's 3 restaurants monopolizing the entire corner of Prospect and Nostrand. Have you been getting any feedback from your neighbors along Prospect in reference to the street? Because you're on both sides. And I get it. You have a small space inside.
I am on both sides, and fortunately and unfortunately for us, we are directly in the middle of 2 very busy businesses. But again, I think the community outreach and communication has been well. Like Officer Vidal said, it's just a lot of talking to help reduce any sort of unwarranted action on the corners by asking folks to kindly not necessarily muster unless you're necessarily waiting to go in to buy something, or you're just trying to find a nice way to put it in simple terms to ask them to not lime or hang out on the corners. Security has been very active, perusing both sides on the Prospect and Nostrand side, just to try to keep that gathering or that build up down on certain days. 'Cause it's not just,
And last,
go
ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
And the last point, have you been working with your both your neighbors, both your commercial neighbors on each side, in reference to the sanitation on that corner? I live up the street from there. I don't come outside after like 7. Like I'm literally sitting on my steps or up from my steps because rats are rampant. What is your sanitation measure for out? Are you working with your neighbors to keep that highly cleansed from any additional vermin? Because they are here. I mean, that's a given. Or what are we doing to curtail or to mediate or not attracting the additional vermin from your outdoor patrons while they're eating outside and even when they leave?
And that's actually a great point because we had a meeting with our landlord last week regarding just garbage removal. So we increased our our hours, and again, once we're cleaning, we would clean everything, even if it's a spillover from any side of any neighbor. But we do have those conversations to ensure we, obviously it's hotter, ensure you have your garbage picked up on a more frequent basis, and just keep the place clean, right? You get in early. We have our guys. They come in early and try to make sure you sweep up, any paper or if there are any sort of rodents or anything rumbling through the garbage at night, because they sometimes can just pick stuff apart and create additional mess that's not necessarily there the night before. So I think the communication is working. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Also, we did increase our. Sorry, this is Craig. The Savvy as well. We also did increase our exterminator frequency as well. So right before the weather got warmer, I did anticipate obviously once it gets warmer, obviously the rodents might want to come out more. So we did increase our frequency with the exterminator to like 3 times for the month to kind of come out to mitigate that as well.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'm finished, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gibbs. Mr. Whitwax?
Thank you.
So you said that your license permits you to serve until 3, but you want to curtail that down to the hours that you gave us. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right. I would say that you maybe don't want to do that because the hours that you serve, you can always serve less than the SLA permits you. You can choose to close at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, no problem.
Okay.
If you're asking us to amend your liquor license, is what you're coming to us here today, to amend your liquor license. So we will give you those hours, and then you can't go, to 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock should you want to. So just, think about that.
Okay. So is that, can we then just, take a deeper look at it and just maybe resubmit that particular portion of it with the service hours?
Well, I mean, it's your choice, but I really want you to hear what it is that was just said, that there's really no need for you to shrink your hours. You just decide what your time frame will be. In other words, don't do that. Just keep it where it is. Don't, and you could always, it's there. So, and you don't have to worry about moving it back.
The community board giveth and the community board taketh.
Right. This is Gail. What Holmes said, it doesn't make sense for him to shoot himself in the foot.
Right. Exactly.
Right. He needs to leave it.
We never care about your hours of actual service. We care about your permissible outside hours of operation. When is the earliest you can open? When is the latest you can close? And you can operate anywhere within that spectrum you want.
So I think I interpreted that incorrectly. I thought you specifically cared about the hours of service and not the maximum hours of operation, like you said. So I appreciate that clarification. It definitely makes sense.
Okay.
Now, that having been said, I don't see anywhere in our records that we ever did approve you for 3, so we would be taking you at your word on that. I just don't see records for hours of operation, but there we are.
Okay, I would have to pull that up again.
Okay. Do we have any more questions or comments for this applicant? Ms. Gibbs?
Madam Chair, Tamika's hand is up.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Gibbs, you still had something to add, or?
I didn't know. I'm sorry. I must have hit it on my way going up another step from running from a rat that just ran past my house. But I'm sorry. Sorry.
I do understand that. We're lucky you didn't drop your device. So we understand. Thank you. Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, I do have my hand up. I just wanted to say to the applicant or ex-applicant thank you for coming to the board to just check to see what you're doing and for working with the community liaison officers to making sure that your establishment is meeting all rules and that you're mitigating all damages and all noise. I really, excuse me, appreciate that. And even though you didn't need this meeting, it's nice to have you here checking in and checking in that you're doing the right thing at all steps. And it's much appreciated.
Okay, any more comments? Miss Branch Mohammed?
I see no other hands.
Oh, Miss Neal, do you have your hand up?
I actually did have my hand up. I can confirm that in 2018, when Savvy came for their liquor license, they did get approved for a 2 a.m. Sunday through Thursday and 3 a.m. Friday and Saturday. I will upload this letter to the committee's Dropbox folder.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. Okay, so hearing and seeing no other questions or queries or comments. Am I correct, Ms. Branch Mohammed?
Yes, you are.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm asking for a motion for this applicant.
I will make a motion to support the renewal. Well, it's not a renewal, right? Because they're not up yet. I will make a motion to support the method of operation changes. Looking at their list here. No, I withdraw my motion.
Okay. Someone want to make a motion for this applicant?
Diane Duke, I make a motion that we accept to approve Savvy Bristol and Bar Inc. with all the corrections that have been made.
I second.
Do we have? That's Ms. Branch Mohammed.
Yes.
Okay. Do we need any clarification?
Yes, we do. Yes, I
Okay.
need some clarification. I know they were going for a method of operation change, correct? And I recall he saying he wanted to review because Mr. Witherwax has just said he shouldn't drop down his hours. He can just keep them the same but serve less. Is he still doing that? That's my question. Because I heard it. Am I the only person that heard him say that? Or did he say that?
Yes, just because I had a misunderstanding of, I guess, the time we open versus the maximum hours allowed. So again, I just wanted to revisit that, and I will submit in writing what my new request is to the board.
No, we're not going to do it that way. We're going to tell you what we're going to vote on tonight, and I will. If Ms. Duke will accept this, I'd like to amend her motion or clarify her motion to say that for your bullet point 1, extension hours of operation, we're going to permit you what Ms. Neal just read, 2 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday, 3 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. We're okay with your karaoke and DJ addition.
Okay.
We're okay with your licensed security personnel. Frozen drink machine sounds really good right about now. My only hesitation, and the reason I didn't end up making a motion, is with the outdoor seating bullet point. So,
and just for I guess the only point I wanted clarity on, it is 3 a.m. Thursday through Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Okay, in that case, then I'm fine, because that's what we really wanted. That's the only thing I wanted to confirm on my end, because I do not have the current liquor license hours in front of me. But if the committee just confirmed that, I am okay with that as well.
Yeah, 2 a.m. every other
Apologies,
day.
it's 2 a.m. until Thursday. It's 3 a.m. Friday and Saturday.
Thank you, Ms. Neal.
Okay.
I wrote it wrong.
No problem. Sorry about that. I might have miscommunicated it, and I apologize for that.
No problem. So
got it now.
Okay, so we're not looking at the extension of hours, and we're not looking at outdoor seating, correct? So the changes are the DJ, and you mentioned about increasing your security personnel and your drink machine. So are we clear with that? Those are the changes right now.
We'll second that motion.
Okay.
Yes. So Madam Chair, Ethel Tice has her hand up.
I'm sorry. I took my hand down. I think we had gone over what's staying the same, new, I would support the motion as reviewed by Ms. Duke and Mr. Witherwax.
Okay, so we did have a second. Was it Ms. Gibbs that second? Who seconded? Was it Ms. Gibbs or Ms. Branch
This is
Muhammad?
Gail Muhammad.
Okay, so what we had was Ms. Duke making the motion. We had Ms. Gail second the motion, and we had Mr. Witherwax, Rob, make an adjustment. So, because we went from 5 to 3 now. So I will ask the motion maker and Ms. Muhammad, are you fine with the adjustments that Mr. Witherwax pointed out?
Yes.
Great.
Yes, I'm accepting of his change.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Witherwax, can you go ahead and name the names?
All right. Gail Branch Muhammad.
Yes.
Thank you. Diane Duke.
Yes.
Thank you. Tamika Gibbs.
Yes.
Thank you. Jennifer Jordan. Thank you. Zerzima Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Oliver Hart.
Yes.
Thank you. Roger Myers.
Yes.
Thank you. Fior Ortiz Joyner.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert Puka. Brian Saunders.
Yes.
Thank you. Mark Thurton. Ethel Tias.
Yes.
Thank you. Gib Vaconi.
Yes.
Thank you. Irsa Weatherspoon.
Did you call me?
Yeah.
I can barely hear it. Yes.
Thank you. Sharon Wedderburn.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert Witherwax, yes. Deborah Young.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes 15 in favor, unanimously.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Luca and Mr. Williams. And we always wish you the best in your business and your continued success in the community.
We do appreciate the full support of the board and the community, so thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Have a good
You both
time,
have a
everyone.
good evening. Thank you. You do
You
the
too.
same. Okay. Well, wonderful. So now we're up with Barbachino on 781 Franklin Avenue. Hello.
Hi, good evening, Community Board 8. My name is Ben Savitsky of Bernstein, Rado, and Savitsky, and you can see Emma and Jesse up there. They're the owners of Barbachino, or the proposed new owners of Barbachino. Hello, everyone.
Wonderful. Hello and welcome.
Ms. Weatherspoon, would you like me to go through the application quickly, or would you like to do it yourself?
No, I'm going to go through it.
Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you so much for the offer. Okay. Just picking it up. Dawn. Okay. Okay, so you have your photos, the letter to the residents, and you have the questionnaire here attached with everything. So thank you for that. Okay, so the principals, Jesse Chappelle and Emma Walton, who are here with us, are the new owners of Barbachino Pizza Llc, located 781 Franklin Avenue. It is a restaurant bar seeking the full license, liquor, wine, beer, cider. Indoor service are there are 19 tables, 48 seats, one bar with 12 seats, and the max capacity of patrons, 75. Hours of service is Sunday and right across the week. So Sunday through Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. Outdoor service, you have roadway shed seating, and the tables are 12 and 24 seats at the table, and that space that you are operating in is 360 square feet. Of course, no bars, certainly no seats, and the maximum capacity is 48 in that space. Then we have we don't have a second space for the area, a second outdoor space, but your maximum hours for your outdoor space is listed across the board Sunday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And in terms of your music and sound, you have your sound system 1 facing the bar with 2 speakers, 100 wattage. Your second system is in the dining area alcove across from the kitchen, has 2 speakers, 100 wattage. Third system, the upper dining area, 2 speakers, 100 wattage, and the final is system is above the main entrance, 2 speakers as well as 100 wattage. Live entertainment will be offered. Live jazz would be that entertainment 1 day a week. Your staff and security, you have 14 service employees, and you have noted that you are willing to participate in CB8's local hiring program. You have no security personnel, and your security measures are in an attached statement that I guess we'll get to. And number of residences in the building where the premises is located, there are 4 units. Number of residences in the building, in buildings adjacent to your premises, left, right, and rear, 3 units to the left, 4 units to the right, and 1 unit to the rear. With regard to your security statement, staff will check IDs of guests and will refuse to serve anyone under the age of 21 who cannot produce ID or produces inadequate ID. The staff will refuse to serve anyone who is intoxicated, and if necessary, the intoxicated individual will be asked to leave. If the guest refuses to leave voluntarily, they will be escorted out of the premises. If a person attempts to take an alcoholic beverage outside the premises, they will be stopped by the staff and be asked to move back into the designated area of the premises. The licensee is dedicated to the supervision and training of all front of house staff in alcohol awareness. This is achieved through an initial alcohol awareness training program that all front of house staff must take part in and pass before being allowed to work with guests, as well as ongoing supervision by our management team. This training covers all areas of how to serve or sell alcohol, including but not limited to check-in IDs, signs of intoxication, how to identify minors, prevention of DWI, and intervention techniques. You have presented diagrams for your space, the basement, the ground floor. You have all the information noted as we've read in terms of tables and accompanying seats. Photographs you've made available for the front of your establishment, the interior in several areas in the interior space. Just moving right on through, we see your kitchen area and a view standing from your service side looking out to the front of your business from the inside. Looks like this is probably your basement cellar, and we have a picture of your structure that is on your roadway. That's about it, and we see that you have your menu, and you provided an area survey. Also, the schools and churches nearby, as well as the restaurants within your between 100 and, well, actually 69 feet and 496 that are around you. And we also see how you've provided the diagram of the surrounding businesses. You've also included your letter of no objection from Department of Buildings. And this looks like all. Have I missed anything, team?
That's all.
Okay, excellent. And also where you've also listed addresses of where you've left your notices. I'm trying to recall if I saw a picture.
There were
yeah, there it is.
Yep, and it was about 68 buildings that we notified with our Dear Neighbor letter.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so do we have any questions
Do you mind
for
if
this
I just
applicant?
give a 1 minute spiel here?
I'm sorry?
Do you mind if I just give a 1 minute explanation?
Sure, go ahead.
So this is a transfer application. Many of you might be familiar with Barbachino, which has operated in the neighborhood since 2011. New owners Jesse and Emma are here. Jesse owns Winsun Bakery in Williamsburg, and he was also previously involved with Barbachino. He worked there when it opened for several years. That's really the main reason why he and Emma are purchasing the restaurant from the current owner. He'd like to continue the operation of the premises with its current method of operation. Everything is remaining the same. It's the same menu. It's the same staff. Part of the agreement is that they keep on the staff, which I think is great. Same name. The name is not changing. Everything is staying exactly the same. The other reason that Jesse and Emma are excited about this is that they're moving back to Crown Heights where they used to live. They're going to be a part of the neighborhood again, and they're going to be right there, and they're going to be managing the place. As far as the music, I know live music is always a little bit scary. I think Barbachino currently operates, they do a live music jazz for about 2 hours in the middle of the week. I think it ends at about 9 o'clock. They would just be having live music just to continue that tradition on. There's not going to be like rock bands or anything in there, so I don't want anybody to get concerned about that. No DJ, it's only recorded background music. Other than that, it's pretty much they're just keeping all the exact same stipulations that were on the Barbachino license so that they can continue the operation.
Great. Well, thank you for that statement. I'm happy to hear that you're not changing the menu. I love sofresata, so that's good. Really good.
Very good.
And also, just to clarify one more thing, the outdoor seating is as Ms. Witherspoon mentioned, just the Open Restaurants Roadway program. Once that is done, this space doesn't have any outdoor space, so there's not going to be like any additional outdoor space. This is it, and they do not have any music, or there's no speakers outside, no music outside. At least the current operator is, and of course Jesse and Emma would do the same.
Yep.
Thank you for that. Anything? Did the new owners want to say anything? Address us with anything?
Yeah, just to piggyback on what Ben was saying, I was the first manager that was appointed by the current owner back in 2011, and the fact that he came to me, came to my wife for this opportunity was a fairly sort of out of the bolt out of the blue kind of thing, and I lived very close to Barbachino when I worked there. We lived together on Montgomery and Nostrand whilst I worked there as well. We live in Bedside, so we're at Madison and Bedford, so we're really close. We're just not in Crown Heights anymore, and we'll be moving back within less than a year. I've loved the neighborhood, and I love the business, and I love all the other businesses that I've been able to and fortunate enough to participate and enjoy. And just as Ben said, really preserving and maintaining Barbachino as a neighborhood staple is really, really important to us. And we're really excited by the opportunity to be able to do so.
And between the two of us, we've both been working in restaurants for at least a decade. And we're very excited. This is my first opportunity, but Jesse's now second opportunity to be owners of a business and really take on that responsibility and ability to contribute to a neighborhood. So we're very excited.
That's great to hear. I'm happy for you both, and welcome to the community.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm just asking Ms. Branch Mohammed, do we have any questions or queries, comments from our community?
Madam Chair, I do not see any hands.
Sorry, just to interrupt.
Who's interrupting?
Witherwax has his hand up.
My
Hello.
Oh, you can.
Is there someone else? I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it.
Well, your hand has to be up. So what we'll do is acknowledge the hand that is up. So Mr. Weatherwax.
I'll defer to the hand that belatedly was raised by Kevin Parker.
No, well, go ahead. I've offered, so please. I'll get to
thank
Mr.
you.
Parker.
So this is a transfer application, which means you two are the new licensees. You're stepping into an existing business, that's true, but the license is personal to you. So we treat this like a new license. So this is a 500-foot exception. You are the third or fourth or fifth restaurant within 500 feet, right? So yes, going on, but I think we need to just dot our I's and cross our T's and hear the 500-foot statement.
You're asking us for a 500-foot statement, why we believe that would be a public interest, convenience, and advantage?
Correct.
Well, Barbachino has been established in the neighborhood for a long time. It's been more than a decade. They provide good quality food to the neighbors. It's a family-friendly place. It's a place that has become part of the community. We think that it's important that this license remains in the community because it gives people a place to eat throughout the day and later at night. As far as the other elements of the 500-foot rule, there has been no adverse history at this premises, as far as I'm aware of. There have been no 311 complaints. There would be no increase in the noise or the traffic because they're continuing the exact same operation that's already there. And obviously, they're keeping on the employees that are there, so they are continuing the addition to the tax base and providing a good place for neighbors to go.
Thank you. I believe that qualifies as a 500-foot statement. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Madam
Yes.
Chair, Kevin Parker is next.
Hello, Mr. Parker.
Sorry for the interruption.
No problem.
I live on Lincoln and Franklin Ave, and I pass Barbachino a lot, and I just sometimes go to these things. You said the hours were 4. I know it used to be open much later. Is it still going to be open at 11 p.m. or is it going to be later?
So Barbachino has, sorry, would you like me to answer?
Please.
So Barbachino originally had a 4 a.m. license, and they did operate late night service, which I think was a benefit to the community. During COVID, they reduced their hours to 11 p.m. in conformance with the executive order, the emergency order by the governors. And after that, they never really went back to the later hours. I think that was a personal preference of the owner who was concerned about COVID. But part of Jesse and Emma coming back into the neighborhood and operating the space is to bring Barbachino back to what it was, which is all day service and then a late night availability of all the same menu items that are there during the day. So yes, we would be operating later than 11 p.m.
Sorry, I have 2 kids, and I just, I'm not anti-fun, but I do just kind of like to be in the know. So like 2 p.m. or 2 a.m. or later than that?
So it would be whatever the neighborhood demands. I don't, these guys are not looking to operate a 4 a.m. establishment 7 days a week. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the majority of the week they will be closing early. On weekends, with other establishments being open later, they would stay open later to provide food service and to provide a drink to people if they wanted. The entire restaurant is not going to be open later at night. They're going to be letting their servers go home, so the restaurant will get smaller. So if you're talking about the capacity of this place later at night, it's not going to be the full capacity, which is small in itself. It's only 75 people. It would be much less.
Okay, so it'll be more of a bar moving forward.
No, during the day, it's a full service restaurant and food will be available during all hours of service. But after, midnight, there's not going to be employees available to seat people at tables. It's going to move to more bar service.
Okay, I want to specify that I'm not anti-fun. I just, I want to know what's going on.
No, absolutely, and nobody's accusing you of being anti-fun. I think it's important. This is, if you've been to Barbachino, you know that it is a family restaurant. It's a good place to get pizza. They're not trying to turn into a nightclub. They're not asking for a DJ or anything like that. And the only reason they're asking for live music is to continue this tradition of 2 hours of jazz on a Wednesday night. This is not going to be a nightclub or a bar or anything like that. It is really going to be a restaurant with the option of having late night service.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Parker. Yes, Miss
Madam Chair,
Mohammed.
Mimi Mitchell has her hand raised.
Ms. Mitchell, and then Mr. Whitterwax. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, just to piggyback off of the last question, I'm still not really clear on what your after-hour service is going to be. Would you mind explaining that a little bit more? I'm confused as to, you're getting the liquor license, you're going to stop serving dinner at around 11 or midnight. Is that what you're saying? And then after that, you'll have patrons in there for drinking only?
So the premises is a bar and a restaurant. If you're familiar with the premises, you walk in and there's a stand-up bar, and as you go further into the back, there's more seating. So after a certain hour, there would not be sit-down seating. It would be bar service only, but the food menu is available throughout the night. So instead of going and sitting down, you can sit at the bar and you can have a pizza and a beer later at night. Jesse and Emma, if I'm explaining anything wrong, please feel free to jump in and explain yourself.
Yeah, no, that's correct. Just to sort of elucidate that point a little bit, as Ben mentioned, the current owner, up until COVID, was having that structure of the kitchen staying open late, and then it would close with the bar, and the bar would stay open late. And with COVID, he just has a particular level of caution, which I really respect and understand. And so that has been the only real impetus to why the hours in current operation is different than it was for the 9 years preceding.
How late is late?
We were open until we had the license until 4, and on the weekends typically. And granted, what I'm saying is in reference to the historical sort of operation, not again the current. But we were open until 3:30, 4 on the weekend nights, and then we were open until 3 or 4 the weekdays. But we would always close and shut down early, business dependent. We would never stay open later than the evening deemed appropriate.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Madam Chair, Gil Bocconi has his hand raised.
Okay, after Mr. Witherwax,
Thank you. So, Mr. Parker may not be anti-fun, but I am avowedly anti-fun, as everyone else in this committee knows. And I'd like to pin everybody down a little bit. You're hearing what the community is saying. I mean, you're one of the unicorns. You've been in the space for 11 years. You came in when we couldn't say anything about liquor license hours, and you got 4 a.m. across the board. Rare, almost an extinct species in Community Board 8. Are you willing to propose some slightly curtailed hours of late night operations for, again, see the previous conversation, your outside boundaries of service? When you actually stop serving is your business, but are you willing to maybe move that 4 a.m. up a couple notches on a few nights a week?
So the answer is yes. We would be willing to have 2 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday, if that was especially helpful.
Thank you.
We also, just for the record, we also have a small child, and we're very
very sensitive,
very sensitive to uproariousness interrupting our son's fragile sleep cycles.
okay. Thank you. Is that it, Mr. Witherwax?
That was it. Just wanted to throw that out there.
Okay, Mr. Bocconi, please.
Unmute.
You muted.
Bocconi,
You muted, Gib.
Sorry about that. I wanted to ask if you'd be willing to agree as a function of your license that the menu will be available during all hours of operation.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
He's asking the full menu, so you can't have a late night menu.
So I can have the soprasata at 2 a.m.
You got it.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Any other questions or concerns, please? Okay. Hearing none, I'm going to ask for a motion at this time.
I guess based on the recent discussion, I will move that the committee support this application with the stipulations that the operating hours will be modified to end at service hours will be modified to end at 2 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday, and that the menu will be available during all hours of service.
Second, Ethel Pius.
Thank you, Mr. Bocconi. Thank you, Ms. Tyus. Mr. Witherwax?
Thank you. Gail Branch Muhammad?
Yes.
Too many windows open. Diane Duke?
Yes.
Thank you. Tamika Gibbs?
Yes.
Thank you. Jennifer Jordan?
Yes.
Thank you. Zerzima Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Oliver Hart.
Yes.
Thank you. Roger Myers. Dior Ortiz Joyner.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert Puka. Brian Saunders.
Yes.
Mark Thurton. Ethel Tyus.
Yes.
Thank you. Gib Viconi.
Yes, and good luck.
Thank you. Irsa Weatherspoon.
Yes.
Thank you. Sharon Wedderburn.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert Witherwax, yes. Deborah Young.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes unanimously, 13 in favor.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you
Thank you,
all.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you so much.
Savitsky, Miss Walton, and Mr. Chappelle. And we wish you the best as the new owners of this establishment that has been in the neighborhood, maybe 11 years or so. So
That's right.
good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Thank you so much for your
Okay.
time and consideration. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
Y'all too. Be well.
Chair, this is Ethel Tyus. I'm questioning whether Finn's Corner is going to be heard this evening. They're on the agenda and they're in the audience.
Yes. Finn's Corner. Yes, they will be. Thank you, Ms. Tyus. All right. So thank you. And Finn's Corner.
Hi, this is Aaron Pierce. I'm counsel to Finn's Corner. We have on the docket an alteration application to open up a backyard area. Finn's Corner has been a staple in the neighborhood for a decade now, and it's a corner bar located on Washington Avenue, and it's largely become a community staple. It has support from the local precinct, and other than that, it's similar hours. It has 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. 7 nights a week. As far as the interior hours are concerned, that would not
Okay,
be.
I'm sorry to cut across. I'm gonna just stop you right there and just our process is that we go over the application.
Oh, okay.
Although I
All right.
appreciate you giving us that intro. I just want to make sure that Peter Sophie is still with us. That's the owner.
Yes.
He's still here. Okay, there you are. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna go through your application. Okay. All right. Second here. All right. So we have
no, in the front of the Mexican restaurant over there. In the middle of the block. See the spot between, you can leave me any on this hall over there. You can go.
what I'm looking for is what I'm looking for is the application. That's what I'm trying to. I don't see one here. I'm just checking. Maybe I'm not looking far enough. Here we go. It's all the way in the bottom. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So the principals of Finn's Corner is Peter Sophie and Michael Winch. Corporation name is Finister LLC. Doing business as Finn's Corner at 660 Washington Avenue. You've been in operation for 7 years. Your indoor area has 11 tables, 46 seats, one bar, 12 seats at that bar. And your hours are 12 p.m. to 4 across the board, Sunday through Saturday. You have a tin ceiling backed with felt noise reduction padding for your attenuation measures. You have outdoor space that is noted was on your last application. It is a backyard extension with the size being a little over 15 feet by a little over 9 feet. Bench seating for 12, 6 tables and 12 tables those seats, and that are those 12 seats to those tables. Excuse me. Your maximum capacity is 12, and you have currently 12. So okay, so this is a little confusing. So you're are you saying that your maximum capacity is 20, but you're operating with just 12? Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Our maximum capacity is 12 in the first backyard area. With we're trying to get the extension for both. There's an extended backyard area, but there's 12 in the pool area. If you'll notice.
Okay, there's 12 because I'm just looking strictly at the application. So you have 12. You have 12 in which area? I just want to be clear.
It's the first extension of the backyard area. You'll see my horrible design of a pool table, but there's bench seating around there, and there's a couple dartboards. We only have 12 people back there at a time.
Okay, and your 20 is to what space?
The 20 is to the extended space. There's another extended space in the backyard. We have the first space is enclosed, and there's a space with 4 picnic tables. Again, with my terrible drawing.
Okay, thank you for that. Before we continue, whoever's talking outside of Finn's, can you please mute yourself? Thank you so much. Okay, so let me just go back to the application and continue. Okay, so second. See your diagram. So I'm just getting back to the application. Okay, so you've clarified those 2 spaces at 12 and at 20 capacity. So your maximum hours of operation again. So do you have this divided by those 2 spaces again?
Yes.
Okay. So where you have the seating for 12, the maximum hours of operation in that space is Sunday, 12 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Correct.
Monday, 12 p.m. to 10, as well as Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yes.
Friday at 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. and Saturday 11 p.m. to 11 p.m. 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. Excuse me. And then that second space with those 20 with the 20 capacity, that's Sunday through Saturday from 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's correct?
Oh no, actually it was the same hours. I don't know. I might have mistakenly added an extra hour. It says it's Sunday through Thursday till 10 p.m. and again Friday, Saturday till 11 p.m.
Okay, so that's what your second space.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that we just want to correct that Sunday.
I apologize.
No problem. Sunday through Wednesday.
Sunday through Thursday.
Thursday. I'm sorry. Is 10 p.m. Excuse me, and then the remaining 2 days is 11 p.m. Okay, great, thank you. And in that space, so where you have the wood fencing around the perimeter and patio vinyl roof, is what space is that?
That's the initial space, the smaller space, 18 and a half, with a pool table in it.
Okay, that's the 12 capacity we're talking about.
Yes.
Okay. So your second outdoor service area was not on your application. It's on the garden grounds. Excuse me. Hello. Hello, Mr. Amatillo. Can you mute yourself, please? I don't think he hears us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for the interruption.
Chair Weatherspoon, I'll try to mute everyone and see if that helps.
Okay, thank you.
And now, Chair Weatherspoon, you can unmute yourself and we can continue with the meeting.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I just want to, I'm glad that we're going through this because when you look at it, it's just really not clear from what spaces to what. So this is very important that we really get through this. Okay. All right, so now we are at your second space that was not listed. previously. It's garden area, and that's 19.5 by 31. 4 tables, and is it 4 seats to each table, or is it 16 seats?
They're picnic tables, ma'am. There's 4 picnic tables that we have in the back, so it will fit like about 4, maybe if depending, to 4 to 6 people at a picnic table, around the picnic table.
Okay. All right. So okay. So I'm just trying to get the total number, because sometimes people won't expand. They'll put 4 tables, for instance, and they don't really expand on the actual number of seating total for the table. So I'm verifying that. Okay. So in that space, your hours of operation are Sunday 12 to 10, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 3 to 10, Friday 3 to 11, and Saturday 12 to 11. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So in terms of music and sound, there's no amplified sound in either outdoor space. No live entertainment being offered. For your service employees, you have 10 security personnel, 2. You have security cameras. And when you have none, so currently you have 5 and no personnel. Is that what are you operating with now with regard to your
Muted,
staff?
Peter. You're muted, Peter.
Sorry, staff?
Yeah, I just want to be clear as to what you're operating with at this time. Is it 5 or is it 10?
We have 11 employees.
Okay. And what about your security personnel? What is that currently?
It's a hybrid. Like we have right now our the barback / security is ex-military, Zachary Miller. They kind of watch out both. We're not right now in the position in the summertime right now, as far as, being things are slowed down a lot. We're not in the position to get our like a full-on security person, but they do a good job.
Okay, so currently you said hybrid, but currently you don't really, they're inconsistent. Is that what it is in terms of hybrid?
Everybody's carded. Things are safe there. It's just that he's basically, our person's working as like a bar helper and security at the same time.
Okay, so doubling. Okay. All right, so number of residences in the building where the premises is located, there's 8 apartments. And in terms of the residences in the buildings on the left, right, rear view, you have a total of 8 apartments, 664 Washington and 740 Bergen, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. I just want to see what else we have here in terms of what you're looking to do. I see that you have your postings, and you are talking about, you have a letter from the community board from 2018 that you've included in your package. You do have the support of the backyard extension for, I don't know, quite a bit, I guess maybe at least 20. And I see your diagram that you were speaking of. Okay, so with that being said, do we have any questions or concerns on this application?
Hi, my name's Krill, member of the community. I'm raising my hand. Not sure what the
Yes, I
process
see you.
is.
That's okay, I see it.
Okay, so I mean, not a question as much as just dialed in and support of Finn. So I'm a resident at 730 Bergen, just a few doors down. I sent an email, I think, to the community board a couple of days ago. So not sure how that gets factored in, but I've been living at this address for the last 3 years. Intending on living here for a very long time, and Finns are great neighbors. I have a backyard that adjoins slightly the Finn's backyard, and so I think, you know, among other things, just, you know, having backyards in the interior of the block being, you know, operated and maintained, you know, given various rat problems, et cetera, in the city, you know, is really great, just to make sure, you know, all the greenery gets cleaned out. You know, otherwise, you know, myself and my upstairs neighbors are big fans of the bar. We have not had any complaints about the noise. So just, you know, very supportive about them being able to use the backyard space.
Thank you so much for that comment. Ms. Mitchell?
Are we able to hear from about some of the emails that you received? My real question or my real concern is about the people who've written in and are being supportive of this. How long have they been in the neighborhood? The reason I ask this is that I did have a chance to look over the signatures in support, and I did have a chance to look over a lot of the names and the addresses, and I just did a cursory search. I was only able to find about maybe 5 or 6 long-term residents on that list. So I'm more concerned more about the long-term residents and how this is going to affect them, as opposed to possibly residents who might be supporting it now, but might not be a part of the community in a year or two. So that is my concern, and I'm wondering if we have any other long-term residents around the area or in the interior backyards where the noise would really be affecting them.
Well, as far as I know, I mean, that's not something that, I mean, it's a concern of yours and we hear it, but it's not something that we actually measure. So I don't know, you know, if there's any more people. Maybe there's someone on the call who is a longer term resident, but that's, I don't know if that's something that could be answered at this time.
Right. No, I was wondering if
Yeah.
any of the emails were from long-term residents in support. The emails in support?
Yeah, no, I understood, but I
Oh,
don't,
okay.
I have no idea. I don't know if those emails
Right.
received have that information.
Right. I understand. So
Yeah.
then the question is, my question for Finn's Corner is, have you spoken to the long-term residents around who surround your interior backyard, who the noise would be affecting, beyond your patrons I'm talking about, but your actual neighbors?
Can
How
I direct
Go
that
ahead.
to my manager, Omar Ricon?
Sure. Whoever
Great.
can answer that question.
Yes, we have spoken to a couple of to long-term residents that been living there for a while. Ever since I started working with them, they've always been supportive. I have not gotten any bad reviews from our perspective, from our end, as Fin Corner. They've always helped us. We always try to help them. We always, you know, try to be as supportive as possible. I've always told them that, like, if there is any noise that is bothering them, please let us know, and we'll make sure that we take care of it right away. We want to be that great neighborhood bar that can actually be supporting our community and also be supportive to our neighbors all around us. As per the question, no, I have not gotten any bad reviews or anything, or like any bad
feedback?
thing, any bad feedback from the neighbors that have been there in long terms.
Okay, thank you. And then I guess the other thing I was just going to say is that the application sounds good, but possibly maybe the hours be till 10 p.m. on a weekend night and until 9:30 on a weekday. That would just be my suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Piccone?
Thank you.
Hi, thank you. So a couple of things. First, I just wanted to again ask Officer Vidal from the 77th, just confirm, are there any is there any pattern of noise complaints from this location today?
Thanks, Gib.
So there are a few noise complaints this year. but like this representative said, actually, they've actually been working with Detective Staffer and Officer Wallen in regards to these noise complaints, and they've been working hand in hand actually with them. So they've been on top of it, and they've been very cooperative with it.
Okay, thank you. And then I wanted to clarify or just confirm that all of the outdoor space that's being proposed has operating hours of Sunday 12 p.m. to 10 p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., Friday 3 p.m. to 11 p.m., and Saturday 12 p.m. to 11 p.m. Those hours go for all the outdoor space. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Madam Chair, Jennifer Jordan has her hand raised.
Thank you, Ms. Branch Mohammed. Ms. Jordan?
My question was being asked for the incidents of the premises, so give us the question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Ms. Mitchell, you have another question?
I do. Sorry, Officer Vidal, can you be a little bit more specific about the noise complaints? How many have there been? What were the timing of what times were
For
they
this
at?
year,
Like,
for this year, there have been 14 complaints.
Oh.
Majority of them were for not music, actually, for loud talking. But it seems like the noise complaints have been generated by like one person, and Detective Staffer and Officer Wallen, they have been active in the complaints and with the proprietor and working together in trying to alleviate and work together with this one complainant.
okay, thank you. So I guess then my question to the board is, we just heard from the gentleman saying that there haven't been any issues, that no one in that they haven't had any negative feedback, and that no one's been complaining. Yet we have a resident here who's complained. If we attribute all of this to him, to this one person, 14 times, so there is definitely an issue. At least someone has an issue, I would say. And I think that that's something that's important to keep in mind. Also, the start time of 12 noon for outdoor space is something that, from my understanding, is not something that the board has supported in the past. And I hope that going forward, they're not going to start a precedent in supporting that, and that they will keep the start times till earliest 3 p.m. Anyways, I just wanted to voice my concerns about the outdoor space, and to have us look into that a little bit more, and note that there have been complaints, and there are complaints, even if it is just one person. That one person might be speaking for others, I don't know, but I'm disappointed that when the question was asked, I didn't get this answer, and now I'm hearing it from Officer Vidal. Anyways, that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Madam Chair, Robert Witherwax
Thank
has his
you.
hand raised.
Mr. Whitterwax?
My question for the proprietors, just because I was unclear about the whole thing. These extensions to your backyards, are they all on the property of 660 Washington Avenue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're not borrowing anybody else's backyards, either on Washington or on Bergen. Okay.
So we pay rent for that. Yeah, it's ours. Well,
Yeah,
it's
you just haven't used that.
Yeah, we haven't used it. It's out there. We've worked it, but we haven't used it in business yet.
And then, do we know, following up on Ms. Mitchell's second comment, do we know whether the complainant is complaining about rear yard noise or noise from the establishment in general? Do we know specifically about that?
I don't. I wish I did. I would reach out. I wish I could. I don't know.
If I could
make
mention,
a comment, I'm the.
I don't think it can be rear yard noise. This is Aaron Pierce, counsel to the. I don't think it can be rear yard noise simply because they don't use the rear yard, but I think it's probably talking from some of the outdoor spaces out front, and it has, as it has been The Officer Vidal mentioned it's largely, you know, one person, if not entirely one person, and also that the proprietors and the management at Finn's Corner have gone above and beyond in working with the precinct, trying to mitigate any issue there. So they've been very cooperative, very neighborly, and oftentimes there is, you know, a singular person that's very sensitive to any sort of outside noise. But I think the general record of the facility is fairly spectacular. And also, as far as, you know, it seemed like the last commentary noted maybe some sort of disingenuous response by the management. Omar, he was just responding to the question of, you know, when he went out for signatures and was speaking to people, longtime residents, did he receive pushback? And as regards that, no, he at no point did he say there's never been a singular complaint against the facility. So I just wanted to clarify that Omar's being nothing but forthright. Yes, we're fully open to, you know, continuing to work with this singular complainant, but the bar's been nothing but exceedingly neighborly.
Madam Chair, I
Yes.
have a statement, not a question. I think that the issue of longtime residents is relative. Depends on who defines longtime residents. Is it 10 years? Is it 20 years? So I think that I'm sure that's not a question that he asked, that Omar asks when he goes out to survey people. How long have you been living here? So that's my comment.
Great. Thank you for that comment. Well noted. Well noted. Okay, and I think that came from Ms. Mitchell initially, correct, Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, it was me. No, I just wanted to clarify that. The question about long-term residents, it's not so much how long someone's been living here, although that does help. It's who's going to be here in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, while this business continues to operate. As we know, we have a lot of residents who come in and they're here for a year or two, and then they move into other areas or, you know, into other neighborhoods, and they're not necessarily committed to the improvements of this community. They're more committed to enjoying whatever fruits of labor it has at the current moment, which is wonderful. I have nothing against Finn's Corner, but when we look at the makeup of who's going there, are these people who are committed to the community and how it's going to function in a long-term space, or is it a short-term? So that's where I was bringing that up, because I think it's really important that we keep the long-term in mind when we're making these decisions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. Anyone else? Ms. Branch Mohammed?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to accept this application as written.
And apologies, may I make another comment? This is Krill, the neighbor.
Madam Chair, Carol Skoke has another comment or question.
Yes, please. Can you make it brief, sir?
Yeah, so just on the subject of long-term residents, so you know we have at least 3 houses very close to Finn's on the south side of Bergen Street, you know, that are owner occupied, and you know we're very much committed to, you know, continuing to invest and improve the block, and you know, Finn's are a great set of neighbors to have around for that.
Thank you so much. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
I second that motion.
Ortiz
Tamika
I second.
Okay, so we have Ms. Branch Mohammed making the motion, Ms. Gibbs seconding. Mr. Widowax?
Thank you. Gail Branch Mohammed.
Yes.
Thank you. Diane Duke.
Yes.
Thank you. Tamika Gibbs.
Yes.
Thank you. Jennifer Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Zerzima Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Oliver Hart.
Yes.
Thank you. Roger Myers.
Yes.
Thank you. Fior Ortiz Joyner.
Yes.
Thank you. Brian Saunders.
Yes.
Thank you. Mark Thurton. Ethel Tias.
Yes.
Thank you. Gib Vaconi.
Yes.
Thank you. Irsa Weatherspoon.
Yes.
Thank you. Sharon Wedderburn.
Yes.
Thank you. Robert Witherwax, yes. Deborah Young.
Yes.
Motion passes unanimously, 15 in favor.
Thank you very much.
I say thank you. I know you guys are all volunteers. I want to thank you very much. We love the neighborhood. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Pierce, and thank you, Mr. Sophie. And we wish you continued success in the community. Thank you and have a good evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a
You're
good night.
welcome.
God bless.
Good night.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. You're welcome. Okay. All right. Up next is Baltazar Serapio. Baltazar Serapio. Okay.
Yes. Hi,
So,
how are you?
hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Who am I speaking with, please?
My name is Artemio Palestine.
Welcome. And who are you to this establishment?
I'm running the.
Are you a member of management? Because I don't have you down as a principal, so I just want to make sure that we're clear as to who you are. Okay, I just want to. Are you in management? Or are you an owner? Who are you here representing? Are you the manager of the establishment, or are you the owner?
Another person, so now I'm running and
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to read your application.
Oh.
All right. Okay, so we have the principal as Bryce Sagbohan, and the
Yes.
corporations. Okay, the corporation name is Milier Corp, doing business as Baltazar Serapio Corp at 752 Nostrand Avenue.
Yes.
And this is a restaurant bar seeking a full liquor license. You have 8 tables. You have 4 seats to these tables, 1 bar, and it's a standing only bar. Your operation hours are Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. Saturday 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 a.m. You have the premise doors will be closed to maintain noise indoors as your attenuation of noise measures. Let's see, so we have that. You have no outdoor space listed. Your music and sound, you have 1 sound system near the cash register with 1 speaker carrying 30 watts. You have 3 service employees, and you're not willing to participate with CBA's local hiring program. You have no security personnel, and your other security measures, employees will check ID before selling alcohol to clientele. You said that it's unknown, your neighbors, and unknown of the buildings, the residences in the buildings beside you. So I just want to ask, I want to stop right here and just ask, when you say unknown, I just want to be clear what that means when you say unknown.
I'm sorry. Again, I couldn't hear that. There was a little noise.
Yeah, what I'm asking for on the application, you have number of residences in the building where you are housed, where you are operating your business. You're saying that it's unknown if they're residents, in your building. So I need to understand what you mean by unknown.
Oh,
Are
okay.
the apartments? I mean, what's
Right
going on in the
top,
building you're in?
Right on top is an office. Basically, it's the landlord office.
So it's a landlord office and no people living above you in the building.
I mean, not on top. On the 3rd floor, there is a yes.
Uh-oh.
How many floors are above your business?
Excuse me?
How many floors are above your business?
How many employees? I basically, me, my wife, my daughter, we are about 4.
Okay,
Madam Chair?
I don't think I'm being clear. Yes,
It's actually 2 floors above the premises.
Thank you. So are you saying that in one, thank you so much, Ms. Ortiz. So you're saying on one floor, there's an office. Am I
Yeah.
correct? Okay, and then
On
another
on
floor.
on the second floor, it's office.
Okay, second floor, and then in the next floor, what's up there?
On the third floor is like Tina's studio.
And people live up there?
Yes, there's two
Okay.
studios.
Okay, so there are 2 studios. So there are 2 apartments, 2 studios, people are in there, and then there's an office. So those are 3 separate units above you, correct?
Again, what do you say? I'm sorry.
I'm asking you about the residences, the people that are in above your building. So your business is on the ground, and you're telling
Yes.
me that one floor has an office in it. And then you
Yes.
mentioned that there are 2 different studio
Yes, on third
apartments,
floor.
correct?
On third floor, yes, on third floor.
Okay. And what about the residences on the back of you and the left and the right of you? Are there any residences there?
No, no. Okay. On the left, we got the theater that's coming up. On the right, we have the I don't know exactly what, but it's not. There is nobody lives there. No one lives there.
Okay, let
It's
me ask that differently. Okay, so are there businesses on either side of you?
yes.
Above those businesses, are there units where people live?
No.
Okay, we're gonna move on.
Mhm.
Okay, so I just want to confirm that it's just an indoor space and no outdoor space is included in your new liquor request. Is that correct? I see your postings. Okay. I see your postings for for your neighbors. Do you have any diagrams, menus, or anything that you can share? Anything about your menu? Anything?
Anything about my mate?
Yeah, your menu, because you're seeking a new license. We're just curious as to what you're serving.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean? Somewhere else?
Are you serving food in your restaurant, your establishment?
Yeah, it's a restaurant. Yeah, it's a
Okay,
restaurant.
so what type of food are you serving?
Oh, it's a Mexican
Thank you.
Mexican food. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And I just want to, I might have whizzed right by this. So I just want to go back and make sure. Have you been operating prior to asking or seeking this liquor license?
I'll try before. I mean, not really me, but because some kind of issues, I couldn't do it alone. But that's what I did with a partnership.
So were you
I mean,
operating?
no, we never submit though. We never submit.
Madam Chair,
We never be in the community board.
Madam Chair, we have
Yes.
2 hands up, and I think that we should hear from both people before we continue.
I have a question for him before I acknowledge those folks. What I'm asking, do you have, before seeking your license, were you operating food? Were you selling food prior?
Yeah, we're selling food.
Okay, so how long have you been doing that? How long have you been in operation prior to seeking your license?
With the food?
Yes.
We're doing for 7 years.
Okay, thank you.
A little more than 7 years, yeah.
Okay, great. I'm not sure which order, so I'll do ladies first. Ms. Joyner?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I believe you asked this question at the when you started reading the application, but could you, I don't remember hearing the answer. Can you confirm, Mr. Artemio, is he the proprietor? What is his role?
Did you understand that, Mr. Armatillo?
Yes, I'm just running the restaurant right now.
And there's no representation from the proprietor?
No.
I mean, I appreciate Mr. Artemio being here, but it seems like he's a little unprepared. And I think it would have been great to have had the proprietor here to answer the chair's questions as well as the committee's questions as well.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. Because it's just been a little difficult really communicating, and we want to make sure that we have the information that's accurate. So we can't do that without answers that we understand. So I'm going to ask Mr. Witherwax. Thank you, Ms. Joyner.
I'm going to second what Ms. Joyner just said. She's exactly right. This is a corporation that owns this establishment. We need somebody who has authorization from the corporation to speak on its behalf. That may be Mr. Artemio, but that hasn't been presented here tonight. My concern is also, now that I'm looking more closely at the notice that was posted, it's unfilled out. It doesn't include whether it's a renewal or a new. It doesn't have the license. It hasn't been filled in. Nobody circled beer, wine, or cider or full. It doesn't even have the address written on it. It's a blank notice. So notice is insufficient for this meeting. I would suggest that we might consider tabling this till September.
Okay, and I want to add that this application did come before us with a similar notice issue that I recall. So I'm going to ask you, Mr. Artemio, that you have the proprietor contact the district office. Do you understand?
Okay.
I'm going to ask that you have your proprietor, your boss, contact the district office, because we need to have a more cohesive application that we can actually go through and process. Okay.
Okay.
So you understand. So please speak to the proprietor and ask him to contact the board office, the district office.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have to table your application because we're just not clear on some things, and we don't want to have doubts as we go through this process. Okay, we want to be fair to the establishment. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. I appreciate it. So as I said, it's very important to have your proprietor repeat to contact the district office.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Okay. Next up. Okay. Next up is Laku Cafe. Ms. Dalamar? Hello?
Hi. Yes. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes,
Sorry,
we
I'm
can
trying
hear
to
you.
start my video.
Oh, okay. We can hear you clearly. Okay, so I'm gonna go through your application for Laku. Let me pull up your. Okay. All right. Cassandra Dablmar is the principal who is here with us this evening. At Laku Brands is the corporation name. Laku Cafe, located at 195 Utica Avenue. This is a restaurant bar seeking a full liquor license. 7 tables, 11 seats at these tables. 1 bar, 6 seats at the bar. Maximum capacity of 40. The operation of service is Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. and Thursday and Friday at 8 a.m., excuse me, closing at 3 a.m. You have brick walls and plasterboard walls and ceilings, and medium volume music for your attenuation measures for noise. Your outdoor service area is a patio, Sidewalk Cafe, 12 feet by 8 feet, with 6 tables, 12 seats total, and the maximum capacity is 16. Your hours for that outdoor space is Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. to 12 a.m., Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. Moving through, your amplified sound is near the entrance, and it's an Alexa speaker with 350 watts. Live entertainment will be offered. What live entertainment would that be, Ms. Davelmar?
I mean, well, you know, we've been in operation for about 4.5 years now, and we used to
Yes.
have more live events, and those are more like open mic nights and things like that. Nothing more than that. We're a really small space. We're only 500 square feet, so we can't
Okay.
really fit a large band. But live entertainment would be like open mic nights.
Okay, great. Thank you for the clarification. Okay. So your service employees, there are 10, and 1 security personnel. Other security measures, manager on duty, and you're 3 blocks away from the 77th precinct. Numbers of residences in the building where you're located are 2, and residences in the buildings adjacent to you, left, right, and center, are 2. You actually came with a lot of information. I just want to get to that in your package. Okay, so you have given us your certificate of occupancy, also a list of churches and establishments, schools and churches within 200 feet. So you have 2 churches, and for the establishments with liquor license within 500, you have 1, which is a liquor store. So moving on, we see your photos of your exterior and interior of Laku. And your floor plan is included. Thank you very much. You also have your petition, which is pretty full, but I will point out that I guess maybe 50% of the people are, and you have indicated them whether they're patrons or not, but usually when we ask for this, it's more your neighbors that are closest to your establishment. But thank you for including it all. You mentioned here you have your operation history, that you have not operated with a full liquor license. You've included a 2023 budget modification in your package, and we have all of your notices that you've included. So thank you for that. I'd like to ask Officer Vidal, do we have any complaints with this applicant?
No complaints at all, actually.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so I'm asking for any questions or concerns about this application, seeking a full license, either from the community or the committee.
I see none, Madam Chair.
Great. So seeing or hearing none, I will ask for a motion for this applicant.
This is Fiora
Move to
Ortiz
support.
Joyner.
Go ahead, Fiora.
I was going to say I am making a motion to support the application as is.
Thank you. Second?
I second Ethel Tyus.
Thank you very much, Ms. Ortiz and Ms. Tyus. Mr. Widowax, please.
Certainly. Gail Branch Mohammed.
Yes.
Thank you. Diane Duke.
Yes.
Thank you. Tamika Gibbs.
Yes.
Thank you. Jennifer Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Zerzima Jordan.
Yes.
Thank you. Oliver Hart. Roger Myers.
Yes.
Thank you. Fiora Ortiz Joyner.
Yes.
Thank you. Brian Saunders. Mark Thurton. Ethel Tyus.
Yes.
Thank you. Gib Faconi.
Yes.
Thank you, Ursa Weatherspoon.
Yes.
Thank you, Sharon Wedderburn.
Yes.
Thank you, Robert Witherwax. Yes, Deborah Young.
Yes.
Thank you. The motion passes unanimously, 13 in favor.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Alpamar. And
Thank-
we appreciate your commitment in the community, and we wish you success, continued success.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you. Okay, so we have one more part. This is lengthy, really longer than I certainly expected. So my apologies that we are this long, but we still have an important subject that we must discuss before we conclude this meeting. And it really has to do with how we are processing applications. And this is a perfect opportunity. We had various types of categories here. We had renewals, we had methods of operation, we changes of method of operation. We've had full liquor license, seeking full liquor license, and even in that, we had businesses that were already in operation and now seeking a liquor license. So that's also another twist. So Rob and I discussed and came up with something that we think is more efficient in terms of how we dispense with applications. And I really want to go over it with you. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to have this forwarded to you. But I'm going to read this. So proposal for revised SLAC renewal procedure. So what has happened is that we're in a situation where every time we're pressed to approve licenses because they're nearing their SLAC time frame. So we want to back up the process 3 months, where we would have, if we have renewals where there's no changes, no complaints, no method of operations, that we dispense with them on the staff level of the district office. And in doing that, we would reach out to them, so that means in 3 months in advance, prior to when their license expired or up for renewal, we will contact them and let them know what's expected. Because I just want to remind everyone that the only thing that's really due is the 30-day notice of whatever your intention is, whether it be renewal or license. So we want to be able to streamline this process, so we're not taking a lot of time with applicants where there are no problems, there are no issues. We want to really streamline the process so we can really use our time wisely. So we would be focusing on new license, complaints, and method of operation in terms of changes. I'm going to hand it over to Rob so he can elaborate more on the process.
Sure. So what we kind of realized, we realized a bunch of things. And I'm going to reiterate a little bit of what Ms. Weatherspoon said, was that when a renewal comes before us, well, first of all, many don't, right? Many don't even show up. And then we find out, oh, gee, they got approved. Missed opportunity. Some do, and we see what happens when they come with their paperwork, and we spend 20 minutes making sure that the paperwork is right with the facts that we know and ironing out all those wrinkles. 20 minutes of live air in a committee meeting. We don't need to do that. And many, we've got renewals that come before us and they're slam dunks, but we still make them wait and sit for 2 hours before we get to them in the agenda. And then everything's fine, good, thank you, go on, 2 more years of good service to the community, right? So if we can take all of those and move them up in time and head off of those issues, whether they're no issues at all, just sail them on through, or identify the issues and then spend the time working out those issues, I think the community would be better served and this board would be better served. Ms. Weatherspoon would have to ask fewer fine-grained questions every time we have a meeting. We have 3 things that we're thinking of. We've got a ton of data. I've got a database, Julia's got a database, we have a decade's worth of material. We can develop for every existing license, all 140 existing licenses, kind of a profile that says, okay, here's how you operate now. And when their time comes around, like Ms. Weatherspoon said, at least 3 months ahead, go to them and say, here's what we have on record. Are you still doing this? If the answer is yes, great. If the answer is no, we bring them to the committee. We also go out to the precinct earlier. We talk to Officer Vidal. We check our 311 records. Has this establishment had an issue? We're 3 or 4 months out from their renewal date, but we're already investigating the things in the public record. If the answer is yes, they come before the committee. If the answer is no, we keep them at staff level. And then we ask the community. We put out our public notice much more efficiently and effectively than asking the proprietors to do it, maybe. And we do it earlier. There's no reason we do this at the 11th hour other than that's just when the process is brought to us. If we go out to the community 3 or 4 months prior and say, does this particular establishment have any issues with behavior? If the answer is no, great. They're not changing how they operate. They have no record of complaints with the precinct or 311. They've got no record of complaints with their neighbors. Why should we waste committee time on them? Go on ahead. But if any of those 3 are a yes, there have been problems, they're changing the way they do things, then we put them in our agenda slot. So we take at least, I'm guesstimating, half of our business off our live committee plate by moving things up in time, by using the data that we have, and by limiting the triggers to get to a meeting to those 3 points. Have you changed the way you do business? Have there been any negative reports? And have there been any public issues with you? So we've boiled that down. And as Ms. Weatherspoon said, we're going to send you kind of a written overview of that. And we'd love your feedback.
I think it sounds like a wonderful idea.
Titus has her hand up.
Thank you. Are you finished with your comment, Ms. Ty?
Yes.
Okay, I also want to add to that, we want to still stay connected to our businesses. So even the ones that come through with no issues, we still want to connect with them. And when I say that, when they give their notice, because they have to give their notice, it's a certified receipt that is delivered to the district office. We want to respond to them in kind, not just hi, we received it, but just reinforce we appreciate their business, just to stay connected. Also, we would have. It's not going to be like we don't know what is going on. We will have a listing, letting you know those that have gone ahead and did not have to come before us. So we know. So we just know it's not going to be just no discussion, and you have no idea that these folks came and they were prepared. They met the requirements, and they did not have to appear before us because there were no issues. So I wanted to add that in as well. We still want to stay connected to them. So at this time, do we have any questions about this? Any concerns that you want to bring forth? Any thoughts sitting with you right now, Ms. Gibbs?
I have a question and kind of a concern. Being a proprietor in this community, I love the proactive reaching out to the businesses prior, the 3 month prior, because that's when we usually receive the notices to renew. I'm just, have we heard from the current people who renewed, or have you heard, has the committee heard if the liquor authority is actually back on some sort of schedule with the 3 month period? Because last renewal I did, I'm actually up for renewal January 2023. It was so late in 2020. So have we heard anything that is the liquor authority back on a 3 month schedule? Because it is a 3 month, they usually set out the renewals 3 months ahead of time before they renew, before they expire. Mm-hmm. And that starts the clock. And there's a schedule of clock time, things that have to be done for the proprietor to notify the community board and post things. So have we heard anything?
Haven't heard anything. And I remember that you have brought this up before, just in terms of just even the timeliness of SLA.
Yes, it's a
Yeah,
and
I know
the
that
local authority is
that
very
resonates
firm
with
on their
me.
time frame. They're
Yeah.
like, no, mark this off for this date until you get 30 days after this date, do this date. That's why because that's the
Yeah.
only, that's my really
Yeah.
only concern is the time
Yeah.
frame there, because they look for, okay, you send it to us. We don't want a certified receipt from the community board until this day. And that's one of the reasons why I physically go down to the community board and actually get an old school stamp, like because they're very particular and tight on their time frames. But I love the fact that I love the proactiveness of meeting the proprietors where they are. Or
Yeah, I think it's a fantastic idea. And I think even with the delays that might go on with SLL, it's good that we're prepared on this end.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's good. And I'm glad you brought that up, because I remember you saying that before as it being an issue of concern. Thank you. Anyone else that
Yes,
wants to? Yes.
sorry.
Fran, no problem. Miss Fran.
There are two people, Roger and Mimi.
Okay. Ladies first, Miss Mitchell. Did you change your mind? Okay. Mr. Myers.
Yes, I had a question regarding those who might be either under construction now or new businesses that may be opening or trying to get some assistance in their liquor licenses. Will this affect everyone in general, like those who are attempting to file now or would like to file and they think they might need some assistance? Or will this also affect those who may close in the future and then another establishment wants to take over? How are we going to assist with our new sort of operation of business, how we're working as a board for liquor license?
Well, I just want to reiterate that this process that we are proposing are for renewals, in terms of dispensing with those in a way that's more efficient than we've been doing it. So I just want to make sure that that's clear. In terms of, I'm always going to love the idea of us helping people that need help with their applications. I'm always for that. But even, if we know it beforehand, and that really kind of depends on them to reach out to us, then we're happy to help, streamline the process in terms of communication, that they understand what it is that they're reading and what it is that they're asked. I mean, I think we should always, that's part of our service. So if someone is needing that, establishments that's trying to start, by all means. But we're really speaking about how we are dealing with renewals.
Okay.
That's the heart of what it is that we're talking about.
Okay. No problem. Understood.
Okay. Thank you.
Madam Chair, Ms. Mitchell. Hand is
Ms.
back up.
Mitchell.
Sure, just had a question. What would be the bar in terms of complaints? Like if a business only had one complaint, would that stop the renewal, or does it have to be a certain amount? Then my other question, I guess, would also be, how would you reach out to the community about the renewal?
Okay, the easier question in terms of one complaint, I don't think one complaint is going to weigh heavily against an applicant. It's the chronic complaints, the same complaint, is really what we would be looking at, not that one complaint. In terms of, just ask again, I want to make sure your second question is clear to me so I can answer it properly. Can you repeat that?
Oh, okay. The second question is, how would we be reaching out to the community about the renewals? Like you said, you wanted feedback before.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So with the renewals, we would have, and Mr. Witherwax mentioned this already. We have a database between him from being a part of this committee for a while, and we have the district office. So these are files that we now have to make sure that they are compiled and in order and organized, so we can have them as resource. And I think the best way to do that, because you have this information, but you still have to have some sort of trigger, okay, to alert you, the district office, okay, that these applicants are on the horizon, in a 3-month horizon. Does that answer your question?
No, sorry.
Okay.
I just wonder, like, as
Go
a
ahead.
community member at large, like, I forget
Yeah.
the committee, you know what I mean? Like, just
Well,
average
Okay.
Joe neighbor.
Can I throw
Okay.
a thought in here?
Mhm.
So if you're
Okay.
a community member at large, one of the things we could do is certainly put on our website this 2-year look ahead, so that you can say,
Mhm.
oh, gee, I'm around the corner from Washington Commons. I wonder when their license is up. We've got it publicly, prominently displayed on our website. If you have an issue
Right.
and you call into the board office, that's one of the things we tell you. Their license renewal comes up in 18 months. When Miss Gibbs mentioned that she's coming up in January, I knew that because I've got a spreadsheet right in front of me. I shouldn't have that. That shouldn't be a state secret. That should be something that we all know. If you have an issue with an establishment and you want to speak, how do you find out about this meeting now? You find out a bunch of ways. One is that you read the community board notices. We would just be moving those things up a few months. One is that you see a notice posted in the proprietor's door. We'd probably move that up a couple of months too with the proprietor's cooperation. And to one of our points with Mr. Artemio a little bit, if we're doing the notices and we're mailing them to the right addresses or posting them on the right addresses and not the proprietor, maybe we know it's done a little more efficiently and a little more effectively. Just a thought. These things can be ironed out. We haven't gotten down to that level of detail yet, but we've put some thought into those questions.
Thank
Okay,
you.
yeah,
Was that
that's
what
what
you meant, Ms.
I wanted.
Mitchell?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay.
And also just kind of figuring out
Okay.
what the bar was going to be, but like you said, you're still working out the finer details. But yeah, that's exactly what
Okay.
I was getting at.
And the idea is to take the
Excellent.
squeaky clean people and give them a free pass. So I might
Right.
differ from Ms. Weatherspoon. I think if you've got one noise complaint, yeah, I might want to have you come to the committee, even if it's just one. 2 years ago,
Right.
I still might want to talk to you, but that's something we
Right.
can decide as a group.
Right.
Madam Chair, Gib Baconi has a question, has his hand up.
Sure.
I had
Mr.
my
Vic-
hand, I had my hand up before Gib. I'm sorry.
I wasn't counting
I'm
who was
sorry.
first.
I just want to say something nice, and I'm very, very appreciative.
Really?
Yeah, just want to thank the 77th precinct for being a regular, informative, persistent, supportive part of these discussions. And I also have to thank our chair for making that link tighter, because we definitely need 77th precinct's information coming in to us to help us make informed decisions about these licensing applications that are coming before us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tice. Mr. Vicconi?
Thank you. I just wanted to say that I think this proposal is sensible. I think it will help to streamline the work of the committee. And I support it. I want to echo Mr. Witherwax's comment that I think the bar for noise complaints should be rather, depending on how you look at it, low or high. But since I noticed that when we do review renewals, the vast majority of renewals we review have no noise complaints. So I would suggest that the bar should be any noise complaint. And if we have a noise complaint, then they come for review. It seems to me that the vast majority of our establishments don't have noise complaints. And so I think the policy will streamline the work of the committee without potentially getting into a subjective area about what represents a quality of life problem. So I'm supportive of the policy, and I would suggest with respect to noise complaints, the criteria should be no noise complaints.
Okay, Ms. Gibbs?
Hi, it's me again. Mr. Vicconi, I strongly believe in the low to lack of noise complaints is due to the current situation outside right now. That's just, I mean, that's just my opinion. Ms. Mitchell, also this committee has also worked with, I can't remember the exact program with the Study Center Precinct, but the proprietors have met with the residents for those community members who've had complaints about a certain proprietor. It was some kind of mediation program. I can't pull off the top of my head right now, but they have been very instrumental in dealing with those constant because it has come to the point, especially in the 77 district, harassment of proprietors and their businesses, because people have moved into a community where businesses have been established for years. You're saying long-term residents, I remember that from earlier, but they have new community members have moved into areas to where they complain about traffic going up the street. If excuse me, for instance, my business, I was being charged for, I was being complained about traffic coming up Franklin Avenue, and I can't control Franklin Avenue. I have a bar. I don't control the people outside. So these are some of the things that the community board, as well as the Study Center Precinct, and the program that escapes my mind, that has dealt with, have mediated between the community and the proprietors to realize, like, you can't blame the normal New York City traffic or New York City noise on said business. Now, if it's something to where that you can evidently see that stuff is going on from that, I've had people record stuff that was not us and saying, oh no, this is them. And it was resolved because they realized it wasn't us. And they're like, well, what happened? So they are, I also thank the Office of Adal and the 77 Precinct, as well as the Community Board, because they do work very hard. They do take everything in consideration when they're doing even renewals in the community. So I don't want you to feel like if no one's addressing one complaint, it's not being addressed, because it is addressed at all matters. We're a very active community board. We all live in different parts of this community, and we all keep a watchful eye. So again, thank you, everybody.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, any other, and someone else is getting ready to say something? Anyone had something to say or add?
Just want to say good night.
That sounds like a good thing, because we are gonna leave, and as we promised, we're gonna send you the information. I thank you guys so much for your time. This was a lengthy meeting. This is not a normal meeting in terms of time, but thank you for hanging in there, and we'll see you soon. Enjoy the rest of your summer.
Have a
Good
good
night,
one, guys.
all.
Thank you.
Good night,
Thank
everyone.
you. Good night.
Stay cool.
Everyone be safe and cool.
Thank you. Thank you so much.